wanted to address our front of our defense to stop the run.
Let's do it.
It's his safety that I don't want him way up here while you. Okay, so
All right, man.
We're gonna work. A lot of people incarcerated that definitely talk to their friends and talk to me to tell me my friend from jail is, you know, watching you play and watching everything that's going on. So it's just like the world, you know, I say is so small and everybody sees everything.
Picture this, your first snap in the NFL and suddenly, Sunday football isn't Sunday football anymore, it's the Shedeur Sanders experience. One debut, and he's already turning Cleveland's turf into his own primetime stage while TV execs start calculating ad revenue with cartoon dollar signs in their eyes. Ratings didn't just climb, they detonated, like a soda can left in a bonfire. So what, exactly, did Shedeur pull off that sent the NFL universe spiraling into chaos? Buckle in, this ride's about to get ridiculous.
Shedeur Sanders made his NFL debut with the Cleveland Browns, and he did not disappoint at all. He threw 14 to 23 for 138 yards and also 2 touchdowns. He was delivering the ball. He also showed off his legs, going for 19 yards and actually getting some first downs. I know it's a preseason game. I know it's too early to tell. It looked and seemed like he was really comfortable out there. Even with Panthers defenders running all in his face, he was still calm in the pocket.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. Shedeur Sanders didn't just debut for the Cleveland Browns, he strolled in like the franchise was a cluttered, forgotten attic and flipped it into a luxury penthouse with skyline views. From his first snap, you could feel the shift. The air inside the stadium snapped with energy, every seat buzzing like it was wired to the grid. The dog pound barked louder, meaner, hungrier. Every throw oozed swagger, every scramble felt scripted for a highlight reel. By halftime, it wasn't admiration, it was conversion. The crowd didn't just see potential, they saw their future. And somewhere between the second and third quarter, half of Cleveland was already online, trying to secure a Shedeur Sanders jersey before they sold out.
Shedeur Sanders last night, the most watched preseason game in NFL history. Time to get into the Shedeur Sanders. Now,
this wasn't a debut, it was a nationwide broadcast takeover, the kind of event that seizes living rooms, sports bars, and office break rooms like a cultural hostage situation. Networks were glued to the real-time ratings like it was election night, except not a single viewer dared to flip away. Every set of eyes stayed locked, waiting for the next instant Shedeur would make a defender reconsider their entire career plan. And each time the football left his fingertips, it wasn't just a throw. It was a precision-engineered detonation, equal parts art and destruction, devastatingly accurate, and so gripping that even the most casual fan couldn't tear themselves from the screen.
It's going to be able to inspire people to do everything. Because the lady just told me now, when I'm having a bad day, I just think about Shedeur and I'm saying, I'm going to act like Shedeur. You know, so like that's so cool, you know, to me. That I'm so
For years, Cleveland's offense had moved like it was powered by plain cereal and lukewarm milk, and then Shedeur showed up and dumped in an entire bag of sugar. Suddenly, routes snapped with precision, timing clicked like clockwork, and receivers were hauling in passes as if their livelihoods depended on it, because, truthfully, with Shedeur delivering the ball, they do. Drop one of his throws, and you might as well start browsing resume templates before the post-game presser. In his world, opportunities aren't recycled, and that kind of spiral doesn't find you twice if you can't prove you're worthy of catching it.
What Shedeur did Friday night makes me anxious now to see Dillon Gabriel in the preseason. Because I want to see what he can do. And look, if Dillon goes out there and he does what Shedeur did, I got no problem saying I was wrong. Then, okay, then Dillon's just a bad practice quarterback. Dillon very good on the whiteboard. Dillon very good at memorizing stuff. Dillon very good in games. He's a terrible practice quarterback. I would have no problem saying that. But right now, he's a terrible practice quarterback.
Well, here's
The best part? He wasn't just good, he was downright disrespectful about it. This wasn't a play it safe, rookie kind of outing with cautious checkdowns and training wheels throws. No, he stepped to the line like the deed to the stadium was in his back pocket, surveyed the Defense like a kid choosing the biggest bat for the piñata, and started swinging with unrestrained joy. Carolina's secondary, poor, unprepared souls, got dissected so thoroughly it probably should have come with a viewer discretion warning. By the time the third quarter rolled around, you half expected the referee to step in like a boxing official and wave it off before somebody's confidence, or career, took permanent, irreparable damage.
They want Shedeur to play and start because guess what? That preseason game is going to get record ratings. I thought the game was at Cleveland, but it's at the Panthers. So no matter what, think about all those people because hey, Jackson, they got a big crew of folks up there in Charlotte. They're going to be in the house. You're going to have people that's going to call them all over that know Shedeur. So they're going to pack that place. So I think honestly, Coach Stefanski has been the one that say, hey, we're just letting it play out.
First drive, boom, a 40-yard laser to the sideline that made the cornerback look like he was auditioning for a role in a slow-motion blooper reel. Second drive, an on-the-run bullet so precise the defensive end stopped mid-chase just to process what had happened. By halftime, Shedeur Sanders had racked up more passing yards than some seasoned quarterbacks manage over 3 depressing, soul-crushing games, and social media had already anointed the Browns as inevitable Super Bowl champions. Imagine being on the Browns PR team. You walk in thinking you'll post a safe game day tweet, and suddenly you're drowning in calls from ESPN, Fox Sports, and every sports blogger who still lives in their mom's basement. The stadium atmosphere? Electric doesn't even begin to cover it. People were FaceTiming cousins, uncles, and ex-roommates to brag they were witnessing history live. Fans refused to sit down, not just out of excitement, but because they didn't dare risk missing a single throw while stuck behind some guy's giant foam finger. Even the notoriously long beer lines vanished. When Shedeur Sanders makes Cleveland beer sales drop, you know you're watching an event that'll be replayed on highlight reels for the next decade. And it wasn't just the stats, it was the swagger, the control, the feeling that for the first time in a long time, the Browns weren't just playing football, they were putting on a show that made even opposing fans forget to boo.
What was your reaction to Shedeur Sanders' first game as a pro?
I was extremely impressed. Shedeur Sanders was comfortable and confident. You saw him stand in the pocket and take hits and deliver strikes.
Let's talk about his composure, because it wasn't just good. It was borderline cinematic. You'd think a rookie making his first NFL start might have a case of the jitters. Maybe rush a throw, maybe stare down a receiver, maybe check down way too early just to avoid disaster. Nope. Not Shedeur. The guy looked like he'd been doing this for 10 years, in the playoffs, with a cigar in his mouth. He'd stroll up to the line of scrimmage with this half smirk, like he'd already read the script, knew the ending, and was just letting everyone else play catch up. Every snap was a masterclass. He wasn't just running plays, he was running the whole stadium. The Panthers' defense, bless their optimistic little hearts, threw the whole defensive playbook at him. Zone coverage? Shredded. Man coverage? Torched. Blitz. Packages that probably looked terrifying on the whiteboard? Reduced to dust. The moment that really summed it up came when Carolina sent 6-6 defenders screaming at him. Most rookies would have panicked, but Shedeur just sidestepped like he was avoiding a puddle, bought himself 2 extra seconds, and then casually dropped a perfect 25-yard strike downfield like he was tossing car keys to a valet. The crowd went wild, the receiver didn't even have to break stride, and somewhere on the Panthers sideline, their defensive coordinator probably added 3 new wrinkles to his forehead.
Have we seen enough? Have you seen enough of Dillon? What have you seen from Dillon Gabriel to make you think he can be number 2?
Who wrote that?
The Browns Athletic Insider.
The Browns Athletic Insider, right?
Yep.
So you see Shedeur do what he does. 3 quarters of football. 3, I think maybe played well into the 4th quarter, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So in a live game, you saw him play the way he played and still question if he can do the same thing when he has the actual starters at his disposal.
By the end, it wasn't just a debut, it was a warning flare shot high into the NFL sky. If this is what Shedeur Sanders looks like in Game 1, imagine the kind of chaos he'll unleash once he's got a full season of NFL experience under his belt. Cleveland might have just found their franchise quarterback for the next decade, and the rest of the league might be staring down a serious problem. Defenders are already having nightmares. Coaches are rewriting game plans in panic. Some teams probably called emergency meetings just to figure out how to contain a rookie who plays like he's been in the league for years. And let's be honest, nobody's figured it out yet. The hype wasn't just local. Viewership numbers didn't just climb, they exploded. People who couldn't tell a touchdown from a home run were suddenly glued to their TVs. Your grandma, the one who thinks a quarterback is a loose change pouch, now somehow knows Shedeur Sanders' completion percentage and passer rating. Neighbors who normally complain about loud TVs were yelling at the screen themselves. Sports bars? Forget about it. They were packed wall to wall like it was the Super Bowl, except half the people inside weren't even Browns fans. They just didn't want to risk missing the next "did you see that" moment. Every big play turned into a social media storm within seconds: clips, memes, slow motion replays. You couldn't escape Shedeur even if you wanted to.
He's got a sore arm. Why? Well, people say he throws a lot before practice and after practice. Well, how counterproductive is that?
I'm sure there's a method to the madness.
What is it?
He's trying to get his arm right, Tone. I'm sure he's probably practiced more now than he has at any point in his collegiate
It obviously
career.
was counterproductive because he's got a sore arm.
Every corner of the sports world was buzzing with the same headline: the kid who just might rewrite the NFL playbook. It wasn't just another win for Cleveland, it was a bold declaration that this team's future just got a whole lot brighter. Analysts, commentators, and fans alike couldn't stop talking about how this rookie wasn't just playing the game, he was dominating it with a swagger that felt both fresh and electric. What really cranked up the energy wasn't just his jaw-dropping stats, but the way his teammates stepped up alongside him. Receivers were sprinting downfield like their shoes were on fire, making catches that seemed impossible just a season ago. The offensive line? They transformed into an impenetrable fortress, blocking with such tenacity you'd think they were guarding the last slice of pizza on Earth. Meanwhile, the defense finally looked energized, hustling and hitting with a purpose that screamed, maybe this time, holding the opponents under 20 points isn't a fantasy, it's the new standard. The entire team's vibe shifted overnight, and the NFL noticed. This kid wasn't just a player, he was a spark igniting a whole franchise. Cleveland hasn't had this much confidence in decades. You could feel it in the city, random strangers were high-fiving in grocery stores. Somebody probably named their newborn Shedeur that night. Even the traffic cops were smiling, which in Cleveland is basically a miracle.
I told y'all so. I told y'all Shedeur is the baddest man in the world, and I personally still think Cleveland is going to sabotage him even furthermore. So Tony Grossi, who I've been on his head for a minute, and I want all of y'all to tell me thank you, because apparently I lost my head. Your favorite YouTuber ain't been predicting. I think I'm Moses over here. I've been predicting everything about this. Now Stephen A. Smith want to say, I think they're sabotaging Shedeur Sanders, but we've been saying it over here for months.
And then came that play, the one every rookie dreams of but few actually pull off when the spotlight's searing down. Fourth quarter, Browns clinging to a slim 3-point lead, Panthers crowding the line, daring the Browns to run or punt. The tension was thicker than a cold winter fog. Shedeur took the snap, his eyes scanning, heart steady, and with the slickest fake handoff you've ever seen, he sent half the Panthers charging the wrong way like they were auditioning for a slapstick comedy. Then, with a smooth rollout, he launched a deep ball that seemed to hang in the air forever, giving fans everywhere a collective moment of suspended disbelief. The ball landed right in the hands of his receiver, touchdown. Just like that, the stadium erupted, viewership hit a fever pitch, and NFL history got a new chapter. When the final whistle blew, Shedeur's stat line looked less like a rookie's and more like a seasoned pro on cheat mode: over 300 yards passing, multiple touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and a passer rating so high even the most hardcore analytics fans couldn't stop grinning. Rookie sensation? More like a full-blown NFL prodigy. But the real story wasn't just in the box score. It was in the way he made the Browns matter. One game in, and suddenly Cleveland wasn't the team you watch out of pity or because it's the only thing on TV. They were the show. And Shedeur wasn't just the star, he was the producer, director, and scriptwriter.
I said before last college season started that Shedeur Sanders should go #1 overall. It was either he or Travis, 1-2, 2-1, and I would go every time with the quarterback because he is the quarterback. He is him. He is the son of the greatest cornerback and to me the greatest athlete ever. Greatness flows through his veins, and I said it all year long. He should go 1 in the draft ahead of Cam Ward.
The post-game interviews felt more like a celebration than anything else, a parade of reporters trying their hardest to keep professional but totally failing. Their voices cracked with barely contained excitement as they tossed around phrases like next big thing and the future of the league. TV analysts, some of them ex-players who've seen it all, sat wide-eyed on panels, calling Shedeur the kind of rookie who doesn't come around often. Social media exploded with fans already debating the finer points of whether his statue should be cast in bronze or gold. No joke, people were serious about this. Amid all that buzz, Shedeur himself just smiled, that calm, knowing grin of a guy who's absolutely aware he's only just begun to show what he's capable of. For the NFL, this is nothing short of a jackpot. A ratings magnet wrapped in highlight reels and instant viral moments. The league has been starving for a rookie to light up the field like this, and suddenly every Browns game feels like primetime must-watch TV, no matter if you bleed orange and brown or if football is just background noise to you. Shedeur's presence alone is enough to make people stop scrolling and tune in.
Tonight, Shedeur Sanders made the entire National Football League look like a whole bunch of petty fools. In some cases, racist fools. In many cases, Dion despising fools. Tonight at Carolina, Shedeur Sanders made all those teams that had 143 chances to draft him before he went 144th. He shamed all of them, including the Cleveland Browns, who finally took him in the 5th round. I'm convinced.
What makes it even more impressive? This wasn't some lucky one-off performance. From the way he calmly commanded the huddle, to his lightning-fast reads of the defense, and those slick adjustments at the line, every move screamed preparation meeting opportunity. The NFL is officially on notice. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a rookie sensation, he's a game-changer, and the whole league is bracing for the storm. The Browns' schedule suddenly looks like a national TV lineup. Teams that thought they were getting an easy win now have to deal with a quarterback who turns defenses into practice dummies. And with viewership already smashing records, expect networks to flex every Cleveland game into prime time. The city hasn't been this electric since, well, maybe ever. People are already talking playoffs, some are whispering Super Bowl, and a few brave souls are saying Shedeur might be the best thing to happen to Cleveland sports since LeBron. That might sound wild after one game, but then again, so did the idea of the Browns having an elite quarterback.